Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Forget the top tier list, top 5, top 10, top 50, top 20, where our host brings you all his personal top favorites from every form of pop culture in top of the shenanigan charts. And here's the lad that will bring you all those top shenanigans, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans, 1977, episode 2084. Today's March the 10th, and you know what this means, right? It's Mario Day. As you know, you can replace the one with the I, you get Mario. So, in honor of Mario Day, and in honor of the fact that this year marks the 40th anniversary of not only the Nintendo Entertainment System, but of the Super Mario Brothers game that came out, obviously has been inducted into the Video Game Hall of Fame. I have compiled a list of my personal top 10 favorite Super Mario Bros. Games of all time from every Nintendo system there is. But I'm going to give you some honorable mentions because I think that's very important. Honorable mention from the Nintendo 64, Super Mario 64. Now, I got to admit, I'm not a big fan of the game. Right? I don't hate it because I think it's enjoyable. But the cool thing about this game is you can do a lot of comedy with this game. When you make Mario fall, wah! And then you get the funny slide music, da 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 da, and you're sliding down, and you got the goofy piano with fangs, and then you get to be as mean as Gene Snitsky and boot a baby penguin off a mountain. You know what I mean? No, a baby penguin off a mountain. In the game itself. Don't do it in real life. That's not cool. You'd be in trouble for it. You'd be in trouble with the law, and that's not cool. Okay, but. He'd be as mean as Gene Snitsky and boot a baby penguin off a mountain. So, you're not the baby. Yeah, that's not my baby. Okay, wee, but sometimes we get it's cruel. But people think back then it was funny. Like kind of like laugh like Beavis and Butthead playing frog baseball or something like that. But no, Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario 64. Excuse me. Okay. Super Mario 64 is one of the best Nintendo 64 games out there. It just changed the way it just transcended what platforming games were all about, and ever since then, it's hilarious. It's hilarious, the levels that If I had a favorite level in the game, we'll have to go with the cave. When you're inside the cave, When you're inside the cave. My least favorite, obviously, the water level, because you get that big old eel trying to get to you. And then you got the giant world, where you got a big bubba trying to go after you. The big fish that tries to eat you up and stuff. So, anyways, that's one of my honorable mentions. Another honorable mention from the was it Super Mario Sluggers? I think it's Super Mario Sluggers. I think it was. From the Wii, Super Mario Sluggers. Super Mario Sluggers. It's baseball with Nintendo characters. Gotta love it, right? And I'm a baseball fan. I love baseball. So Super Mario Sluggers is one of my favorites as well. And you got the Super Mario Advance series, and they are basically the enhanced versions of the favorite Nintendo games from back in the day. You got Super Mario Advance 1, which is Super Mario Brothers 2, the Doki Doki Panic version. The cool thing about that version of Super Mario Advance is that in the regular Super Mario Brothers 2, you didn't have any score. You didn't have score points and didn't have the it didn't have the world, how many lives you have, how many lives you have, and the score, and the score and everything else. This Super Mario Advance does. It has that version. And you got Super Mario Advance 2, Super Mario World, same thing, not same thing. It's just the same as regular Super Mario World, all right? And then you got Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3. I have to admit, when I first heard about the Game Boy Advance and Super Mario 3 was one of the launch games to it, I was really excited. I was gung-ho for it, and it was my lifelong dream come true because I'll explain why in a minute, but because I had my personal top 10 favorite Super Mario Bros. Games, Super Mario games of all time. It was really cool. Now it had e-reader levels, which has levels that were never played We're never played in the States before. In fact, it's one of my favorites. That's the reason why I like it so much. So those are my honorable mentions. All right. So let's go to my top 10. And both of us in this office, if you guys are watching this video, you have my permission to take this video and, mull on it and just think about, what is, because today is Mario Day. So I figured in honor of Mario Day today, and to commemorate Mario Day, I should say, not honor, but commemorate, and to commemorate also the fact that this year marks the 40th anniversary of Super Mario Brothers, I have decided to give you my personal top 10 favorite Super Mario Brothers games, Super Mario games of all time. All right? Let's go from 10 to 1, okay? Super Mario Brothers 2, now you think, is it the Lost Levels? That's another honorable mention. The Lost Levels, or the Doki Doki Panic version. Is the Doki Doki Panic version where you pick up enemies and throw them. That was a cool thing. Yeah, Super Mario, I thought that was pretty innovative, I've always, my favorite, music is the da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then when you hit the Starman, it goes like you're doing a conga. Starman conga time! And you pause it, boom, 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 boom. And you make a remix of it, It's like, you can remix the theme song. All that. It's pretty funny. So, yeah, Super Mario Bros. 2 was one of my favorites. Number 9, Super Mario Maker 1 for the Nintendo Wii U. You can create your own Mario games, which is pretty cool because a lot of people have done ROM hacks and all this good stuff. The Super Mario Frustration guy, remember him? When I first saw that video, I could not stop. I was laughing so hard I was in tears crying. That's how funny the video was. And now you recreate that moment by doing this with Super Mario Maker. Like, what is that guy again? Nintendo, let's do this. What the F? The F word every 5 seconds, for goodness sakes. So that's number 9. And you get to be all different sorts of characters in the game, both the amiibo characters you use. It's really cool. So that's number 9. Number 8, Super Mario Land 2. Super Mario Land 2, we were talking about. It's almost time. Super Mario Land 2. One of the funniest, one of the greatest games ever out there for the Game Boy. You get to fly as a bunny, you battle Wario in the end. It has so many crazy levels, crazy enemies. Pumpkin Zone's probably the craziest level all with those umbrella dudes with the eyes. And they tried to print it off Japanese folklore, I thought it was really cool. So, Super Mario Land 2 is number 8. Number 7, the original, Super Mario Brothers. Why Super Mario Brothers? Simple. It's simple. Run and jump. When I first started at an arcade near the local skating rink that used to be here, it was this versus Super Mario Bros. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. And I think that's another thing, too. Super Mario Bros. / versus Super Mario Bros. Because versus Super Mario Bros. Combined some of the Super Mario levels from the console to the Super Mario Lost levels also. So we combined those two. And it was a really cool game. So Super Mario Brothers versus Super Mario Brothers, / Super Mario Bros. You know what I mean? So, number 6, Super Mario All-Stars, the enhanced version of all Super Mario games in introduction to the Lost levels. I love the 16-bit, what they do with Super Mario Brothers. You had the backgrounds all moved, the background's all cooler and all that. The music's even cooler. And just, and I have a good time with that, and for the Super NES. Number 5, Super Mario World. It enhanced the power-ups with the abilities of Cave. You can fly, and you can fly. You got so many crazy enemies, tough levels. That's why I picked, you get Yoshi to ride on. Yoshi does help you in some levels. So that's number 5. Number 4, Super Mario Land. It takes Super Mario Brothers and puts them in a desert and to rescue another princess. And the cool thing about Super Mario Land is you get to hop in a submarine or a plane. You start shooting at enemies. And you don't have to worry about fireballs or power-ups during those levels. It was a really cool thing. So, at number 4. Number 3, Super Mario Brothers Wonder. It takes Super Mario Brothers to a whole newer level. It's like it leveled up. You get to be an elephant, a drill. You could blow bubbles. And you hear Piranha Plant sing, which is the funniest thing in the world, man. Trust me on this one. And that's what I love about Super Mario Bros. Wonder. And number 2, Super Mario Maker 2. You'll level it up with all the Super Mario Bros. themes, including Super Mario 3D World. And you get Porcupuppers, finally, which I like. And the boomerang suits and all. The power-ups are even crazy. You get to be Builder Mario. You get to play as Link. You get to be the Super Ball Mario from Super Mario Land. You get to be the Super Mario 2 Mario. And it's a cool thing. So that's number 2, Super Mario Maker 2. And my number 1 all-time favorite Super Mario game, Super Mario Bros. 3, where you can fly like a freaking raccoon. You can be a Tanuki statue. Be a frog. You can be a frog Mario in the water. And my personal favorite, you could be a freaking Hammer Brother. You gotta love that. To be a Hammer Brother, and you can knock out ghosts and thwomps with hammers. And then the coolest thing. My coolest favorite level is the pipe. Favorite world is the pipe world, World 7. My favorite kind of music was the underground music when they do a little hip hop beat to it, and the water world music when you go into the water. It's really, really cool. So those are my top 10 personal favorite Super Mario games. I hope you guys have a good time. Next up, Bofus and the Sofas. They're on right now. I'll have to upload those video and go to them, all right? I'll see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful day. Until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode. This is your announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with a Raven Bofa Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching today's episode. Tune in next time for another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Goodbye for now.